I would rather have questions that can't be answered than answers that can't be questioned. Richard Feynman. Good afternoon. I kind of rushed this one because I saw it on my email feed and I was just kind of curious and I was watching. And so I decided, all right, let's do a video on this one because it's, if you just pay a little bit of attention of what's out there, it makes you ask questions. And that's what it should do. It should make you ask questions. I have to go pick up my daughter from school in about half an hour. So let's try to get this done quick, and it should be a pretty quick one. All right, so we're going to go ahead and shoot on over to YouTube. And there's, let me go ahead and refresh. This is on NASA Gov videos, but you just see it as NASA video. An hour ago, there's a video called Expedition 60 In-Flight Bustle Digital Group, August 14th. And you can see it here, 2019. And I'll go and refresh it. It's at 509 just so I don't have to rewind it for people. Let's move it to 509. Or 508 is close enough. All right. So it says here, Space Station astronaut discusses life in space with the Bustle Digital Group. I guess Bustle Digital Group's pretty big. Welcome to the new authority. How do you like the occult hand signs here? Which one? There you go. You guys should be able to notice that before you guys got to flat Earth. You guys know about that stuff, right? But all right, there you go. I guess they don't really seem to have any news so far because it says "Be my guest." It says aboard the International Flight Station Expedition 60, flight engineer Christina Koch. I wonder if she's related to the Koch brothers of NASA discussed life and research of an astronaut aboard the orbital post August 14th during an in-flight question and answer session for the Bustle Digital Group's Be My Guest feature. Koch is Cook. Maybe I should say Cook. I don't like saying Cock. Is nearing the halfway mark of a long duration mission on the station that will exceed 300 days in orbit. And just Bustle is also on YouTube. Still nothing as far as their feature with, how many people get to do a Q&A session in flight with someone who's on NASA? Not much, but they don't have anything updated yet. Maybe NASA just jumped the gun on it. Who knows? Anyways, now I'm going to compare it with the day before interview, and you can see it's here, Expedition 60 ESA PAO Stockholm Culture Festival, August 13th, 2019. And this one says, Space Station astronaut discusses life in space with Swedish audience. Aboard the International Space Station, Expedition 60 flight engineer Luca Parmitano of the European Space Agency discussed life and research on the orbital laboratory August 13th with an audience gathered at the Stockholm Culture Festival in Stockholm, Sweden. Parmitano is in the early weeks of a long-duration mission on the complex that will run through February 2020. Now, when we're talking about communications, typically it's a two-way street. There could be some differences. You can't really push signals faster than they are. You can just kind of clear up the clutter. You can power up the signal so it's louder, but it's any of that technical stuff aside, you can't push communications faster than they can already go. That's the limit within science at any rate. Now, when you have someone with a 6-second delay in hearing, the person on the other receiving end should also have a 6-second delay. At least be pretty close. Now, I want you to listen in pretty closely here.
Control Houston, please call station for a voice check.
This is Bustle Digital Group. How do you hear me?
Hello, Bustle Digital Group and Catherine. We have you loud and clear on board the International Space Station. Welcome aboard.
All right. Well, just to start off, Christina, could you quickly just introduce yourself, say your name, what you do, and where you are currently?
I sure can. My name is Christina Cook. I'm a NASA astronaut currently living and working on board the International Space Station. We orbit the Earth about 250 miles up.
Amazing. And what would you say?
So what happened there? I mean, initially there was like a 6-second delay, but that time she answered in about 2.5 seconds after whatever the engineer Cook was saying. I mean, you'll notice that Cook has a good every time that she's about to speak, it's always 6 seconds after the person speaking. Yet we'll notice that the other way around doesn't quite work. Watch. Keep going.
Your biggest responsibilities are right now up there?
That's a very interesting question and has many layers. I would say first and foremost, our responsibility is to our crew up here to keep each other safe. Secondly, I would say our responsibilities are the work, the amazing work that we do as part of this orbiting laboratory. As a microgravity laboratory, we do science in all kinds of different arenas, from physical science to biological science, human research, technology demonstrations, and many more. So doing that work and carrying out the work that is the purpose of the International Space Station is definitely one of our responsibilities. And I also think that we have a responsibility to the people that we represent up here, to carry people's dreams into space with us, to communicate the perspective that we have up here, and in addition to work with our teams on the ground. And we're part of one big mission that NASA has to explore and to push the boundaries farther. And so our responsibility to the teams not only that trained us, but that work with us every day to accomplish that mission.
So life up there seems...
Again, the delay wasn't even full 3 seconds. Anyways, you can watch the rest of the video. I have it in the description box and the links in the description box. Now we're gonna move on to this other one, and this one works really well. And they kind of have to. The thing is, I don't know any more details. They don't provide any more details. I want to get more details from Bustle, whether they were. I doubt they were on the ISS. Maybe they just replayed back and they just made it seem like it was like a live Q&A with the person asking the questions, but I mean, it seemed like it, but you don't know. You just have to ask questions about what's going on. Now on this one is they can't do any of that stuff. They have to, if whatever delays, it's always there. So now this comparison, you can also hear, if you listen closely, you're going to listen to the person who's doing the interview with this astronaut, that you're going to hear some feedback. So they know exactly when he's done speaking.
Houston, please call station for a voice check.
Yeah. Houston, we can hear you. Yeah, shall I say something? Oh my, I'm so nervous. Station, this is Isa. How do you hear me?
Hello, Isa. I read you loud and clear. You should not be nervous. I am several thousand kilometers away. There's nothing I can do.
This is so exciting.
So you can tell by hearing what the feedback you're listening, how long it takes for the interviewer and the audience to hear the astronaut. And again, the astronauts are very well. They always seem to have that delay.
We can hear you. Yeah. So what about? Oh my God. Is it really you? Oh, Luca. But you can't see us. You can hear us, but you can't see us. Is that right?
Yes, that's correct. I can only hear you, but I cannot see you. But you can obviously you can see me because I can hear laughing in the background.
So what time is it where you are? Are you?
Yeah, now the delay it seems to be about 10 seconds each way, and it's consistent across this entire live interview. Now, what's weird is like, now here's just the other questions, and you might have ideas, you might think or you can regurgitate it, or you'll search it on the internet, but why don't they make it so they don't have any delays, just like when Bustle Digital Group interviews the astronaut here, Christina Cook, because I mean that is a miracle, a feat of technology, being able to have near instant communications. I think that should be discussed, because this in itself, look, there's not many videos that NASA does that garners a lot of views. I mean, you would think some NASA channel, where they only get to explore space pretty much as we know it, that has close to 400,000 subscribers, would get a lot more views, but they don't. It's when they have these Hubble views of Jupiter. But other than that, a lot of this stuff is just talking to astronauts and talking to people who are working within NASA. So it's just weird that these communications can vary, and I don't know if they're gonna fix these things up so it's more consistent, or they just don't care anymore and they'll just go, oh, people will just make up excuses, or no one's gonna question it anyways. One of the things that I did notice, is if you start wanting to look at the Nixon talks to Apollo, you're going to see a lot of videos where most of them is close by. I mean, there are ones that are a long time ago, but like 3 weeks ago, CBS News, BBC America 3 weeks ago. And the ones where he's talking to Apollo. There you go. This one, Nixon archive, that's 2 years ago, AP. This one 1 month ago. But I mean, shouldn't have this stuff been around for just years? And what I don't get is what's with the new videos with the Nixon on the phone with the Apollo crew. And of course it was like the anniversary of the moon landings a while ago, maybe, but I mean they should have had a lot of this stuff. CBS News, AT&T Tech, Nixon Library, you would think that they would have had it just like this 8 years ago, a long time ago. But they didn't. I would love to get raw footage. It's hard to find this stuff. A lot of it, you don't know if they're edited or not. So on watching. But the thing is, I don't think they could record. I don't think they had VHS where people could record all these things at that time. So maybe we will never get to see any of that raw footage of someone watching on TV like it shows this person doing. And why would they do that if they didn't have VHS tapes? They're just playing back on TV so they can record it on TV rather than, it's just weird. But anyways, just questions to think about. I just want to know just how did the Bustle Media Group have it so that they could know exactly what the astronaut was saying? That way, the next time someone does a live interview, it doesn't have to have all that feedback that's where it also takes 10 seconds, because if you think about it, every time a person asks a question to an astronaut, it's 20 seconds of time that's just people are listening to kind of dead air. So hey, if you have it like this where it only takes like 2 seconds to listen to what the astronaut's saying and just 6 seconds to hear what the questioner is saying, you got 8 seconds of dead air time, which is much better. I mean, in a day's worth of difference, they were able to save close to 12 seconds of dead air time per question. Anyways, go ahead and listen to the whole thing. Let me know your comments in the comment box. thank you for joining me again. I told you this was going to be a short one, and I will plan on a episode tonight at 10 p.m. Central Time. Trying to get that to be more consistent. All right, thank you for joining me. I'll see you guys later, and I'll probably say hi and bye in chat. All right.